Everybody, this is Michelle with Fun in Key West, and welcome back to another episode of Historic Marker Monday. This is one of my favorite places in Key West. I don't know why, I can imagine myself living here, and it's the Dr. Porter House. So Dr. Joseph Yates Porter, and it's located at 429 Caroline, and it's one of those places that when you walk into the courtyard, it just feels like home. It really does. It feels like home. The house was originally built as much like a lot of the houses in Key West, was built as something different than what you see today. So it was originally built as a two-story house in 1839. And then when Dr. Porter's parents bought the home, they remodeled it and added the third floor. And much like here's what it, if you look at some of the information about the house, it has this blend of many styles. And what I say is that makes it a Key West home because it has a blend of all these styles. It has a Bahamian influence, it has a New England influence, it has a French influence. To me, that just makes it a Key West style home. Originally, we're thinking that Judge Webb, who was the first federal judge, believed to have built the home. And then he served his career. He went on and retired, went to Texas, and sold the home to Dr. Porter's parents. And there was some information about there, but the whole home was renamed and is in honor of Dr. Porter. And Dr. Porter was the first public health officer in Florida. And believe it or not, he was born in the house and died in this house in the same bedroom he was born in, he died in. And so he lived there and lived to be the ripe old age and wonderful age of 80. But he is credited for, if in case you don't know this, he was credited for knowing and making that connection that yellow fever transmitted through and was carried by mosquitoes. And so that had a huge impact on how yellow fever was treated going forward. And believe it or not, Dr. Porter, and as we keep talking about all these historic markers and all these places, a lot of these names start to come over up and again and again and again. It's a small town. Key West is new. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of recycling of names. But Dr. Porter married Louisa Curry, who happened to be the oldest daughter of William Curry. And remember, he was one of the richest men in Florida at the time. And they had children and they lived in the home. One of their daughter was Jessie Porter, who made the movement of all of the restorations and the old restoration organization there in Florida, in Key West, that actually helped to restore a lot of these homes. And because of her efforts, these homes were saved. And a lot of them were brought back from the brink of just about being torn down. And so we credit a lot of the historical markers in these historic homes to Jessie Porter. And interesting fact, in this I found interesting, Jessie Porter painted this home and a lot of the other historic homes in Key West in emerald green because it reminded her of the sea that surrounded the island. And then she did the trim in white to represent the white caps on the ocean. I just thought that was cool. And so if you see a lot of green homes, it's probably Jessie Porter's influence on that. This place is a mixed-use building. It's not a private residence anymore. There are usually, at any given time, some commercial places, some apartments and everything. But it reminds me back long ago, it used to be the place where we would go have a beer and just enjoy just a quiet place off of Duval. And because it was home to the porch. And I loved the porch. It's not there anymore, but I thought that was a great place because you could go into the courtyard and it just had this cool vibe. But be sure to check out the Dr. Porter House when you are in Key West. It's on Caroline Street, right there at the intersection of Caroline and Duval. And I think you're going to really enjoy thinking about this was a two-story home and then it was a three-story home and all the history that surrounds it. That's what we do is we pop in and create a historic marker Monday every week to let you explore and learn something new about some of those places that you pass by and that hopefully you stop and take a look at and think, I wonder what that story is, because there's always a story to a home in Key West. Want you to head over to FunInKeyWest.com, grab our happy hour list. Even if you don't need it, grab our happy hour list, because that gets you onto our newsletter. And I try my darndest to send that thing out every Friday with what's happening in Key West, what's happening with Fun in Key West, and anything exciting and new that I think you should be part of, including our book club. So if you haven't joined our book club, be sure to do that. We have a private Facebook group that we go in and talk about. And in the meantime, it is Monday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I hope you didn't get a big, huge case of the Sunday scaries, and that you are embracing Monday as a new start, and that you are planning a trip to Key West. And if you are, hey, head over to FunInKeyWest.com. Lots of information on there of where to stay, where to eat, where to drink. Plus, you can book your tours directly there. And we have a resource page also with some of our favorite booking engines, just to be able to give you some ideas of pricing and everything else. You guys have a great Monday. I will talk to you tomorrow.